Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG, the Galactic Center. I'm your host, Kimal Lowe. I'm here and I am so happy that you're coming along with me for the next hour. We are going to be talking all about the art of placement, Feng Shui, which in Chinese it means wind and water. And we're going to talk about that. I am a Feng Shui consultant, also Western and Chinese astrologer. And I also am a psychic medium. And I am here for your service. And I just want to say that one thing that I find very interesting is how Feng Shui has developed. It is such an ancient belief, and it is a unbelievably revered way of actually changing one third of your life. You are co-creators of your life. You are in charge, and I'm here uh, to kind of introduce you to all of my friends tonight, welcoming you and bringing you abundance and good cheer and happiness and joy. This is one of my favorite Buddhas, and I like to put him in my entryway. Yes, he is made of jade, and what makes him so happy is he has this beautiful symbol of money. It's ingot, and usually you'll see it in gold, but this particular Buddha um, has been filled with intention. And we're going to be talking about how important intention is in our lives, in our thought process, and also in getting us to our goals and really seeing the results that we want. Where intention goes, energy flows. I've always said that. And when I came to that conclusion, it was before anybody else came out with it. And I have it as my tagline because I really um, truly believe that when you know how to set your intention, you set your energy, you set your path, you set the results that is in your reach. Because you know what? Everything is out here, everything is in the universe. You just need to decide where you want to express yourself next. What do you want to create for yourself next? And then you set your intention, and a lot of times we have these wonderful things that you can instill your intention in to bring people joy and to bring in abundance into your home. And that's exactly what they will do. And there is a specific frequency for each direction that you have. And when you apply an alchemy of elements, which are metal, water, wood, fire, and earth, these particular elements bring about an enhancement of the frequency, or what we call a lowering of the frequency to provide harmony within our lives. And there's many different formulas for feng shui, many different schools of feng shui, and there's many wonderful teachers out there. I studied interior design in college, and my particular professor said to me, I love the way that you design with elements. Have you ever heard of feng shui? Well, I never heard of feng shui. And I really kind of was a bit flippant in thinking, are you talking about Chinese takeout? I had no idea what it was, but I did learn very quickly. And feng shui was coming to the West in the 1990s by very brave souls from Taiwan and Malaysia and all over, because they wanted to introduce this particular way of harmonizing and really getting a third of your life in order so that it can work for you, teaching us all about directions. This is a very ancient, historical type of belief pattern that has come up from India to China. It has, when you go back, there have been thousands and thousands of years, going back 6 to 7,000 years of traceable historic facts, and also bodies that have been found with Feng Shui symbols on them, tattooed on them, and also in their burial sites. Feng Shui really is contained with the yin, the yang, the I Chi. We're going to be talking about um, a lot of the directional qualities. People always say to me, well, isn't that kind of superstitious? And I tell them, when you are dealing with energy, you may have never seen results like what you're going to see, other than maybe something being serendipitous, or something that is just synchronicity, or that happens all the time, or that's one in a million, or all of these types of things. When you really get down to the science of feng shui, we have wonderful ways of expressing ourselves and our goals. And I wanted to talk a little bit. Feng Shui has a wonderful formula, the Flying Star formula, and it gives us our yearly placements, and it awards us a number, kind of a numerology. It awards us a number for each direction. And then each month, we also have a combination of flying stars that come in, and they provide a wonderful, either, an attraction or also pulling away. So the energy is either enhanced in specific areas each month. We can also bring it down to each day. If you are interested in Joey Yap, who is a master at Chiman, and he can show you all about different formulas and charting for that as well. And we can get it down to different hours facing different directions and what elements to bring in at that time. You have a Chinese birth chart as well, and this all comes into play. But your sacred space is something that I have this wonderful passion for introducing to you. As you well know, when you keep your body and your soul and your focus, um, and also your frequency at a high level, you operate so much better. And it's also the same way as within, so on the outside, without, right? So on the outside of your sacred space, wherever your entryway is, whatever your front entryway, what you call your front door, when we have it cleared of any kind of clutter, because a lot of times, you can't see your front door from the curb or from where you're walking in, or perhaps you have to go downstairs to get to your front door, or perhaps it's way up on a hill, or you may have several entrances. You may have a garage as your entrance, and your front door may be on the side of your house. When we take the compass direction of the front door of your house, it is so imperative that your door is in proper working order. There is no creaks. The doorknob works properly, the springs on the door works properly, that it is in good repair. If it needs paint, this is a wonderful time, the spring and the summer, to get ready and to repaint, give it a little freshness. And you know your home has a name. It's called your address. And that particular space is very proud of its name, just like you are very proud of your name. And for that particular address to be prominent on the front of your particular space brings your frequency up. So please do your little space a favor and make your numbers, or La Casa de Mar, or whatever it is, make the name of your particular space very prominent for where you are. And you can make it so it glows in the dark for people who are coming in during the midnight hours, and also very shiny metal, so that when the sun catches it, it energizes it and brings a lot of that energy through your front door. Because as the chi comes through the door, it actually spills out. When we talk about chi, we talk about the energy of planet Earth. And as it's coming through, we want to make sure that it's guarded. We want to make sure that there isn't a lot of trees, or sometimes there's a lot of clutter. People kind of have a lot of maybe chairs and tables, and a lot of things confronting that front door. We want it to be very clear, but we want it to be protected from any kind of lower vibratory rates. These chi lions do the trick. It's a trick in Feng Shui that I'm going to share with you right now, and that is to put something that's of yang in your front door, and that is to keep away Here's the tea lions that I have flanking either side of my front door, and they do their job. You give them the intention of protecting the front door. So in these particular times when you have all of these lower types of entities that are really invading the planet at this particular time, we really want to be protective of our entry spaces. Also, with any type of alarms that you have, your windows are the windows to your soul, right? Your eyes are the windows to your soul. The windows are the eyes to your sacred space. Make sure that you tend to them, that if they're broken or they need to be cleaned or washed, or perhaps they don't open properly, this is the time to do all of these wonderful things so that we can get this proper edge on our feng shui. And as you come in, the chi wants to meander slowly, not have a very harsh, straight arrow that perhaps may want to go right back out the back door, or perhaps some sliding glass doors. This is called Charchi. And this brings in a very negative connotation within the home. That means that money and good luck will be coming into the home, but it won't stay. It won't grow here. It won't feel comfortable in order to bring abundance to you, your family, your descendants. It will just fly right out the door. And so we want to be very careful that we don't choose homes that are basically constructed like this. But what we want is we want to invite the chi. That's why meandering paths are so nice. Instead of a straight shot to the front door, we want to have a curve coming into the front door, slowing it down, inviting it in, appreciating everything that it's going to be bringing in. And I absolutely want to invite you to now lighten up your home, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, because we're going to be experiencing our summer solstice on June 21st. And this means take a look at your rugs. Are they too thick, too heavy? Can you roll them up at least for the summer. Can you put down some lighter colors perhaps on the flooring? Clearing off a lot and really cleaning the clutter, or a lot of the things that you have as showpieces or decorative items. A lot of those things have maybe a little bit of a heavier vibe to them. We want to bring the outside in, especially, in the northern part of the hemisphere. A lot of times we want to make sure that we have a very comfortable type of fabric that doesn't make you sweat or overheat. We also want to make sure that we've got a purified water container nearby as well. So when it gets very, very hot, we have beautiful, clean water to enjoy. We also want to change out photos. And a lot of people don't think that that is something that is important, but it's very important. If you have the same photos there, year after year after year, that's really very much losing its chi. It's losing its energy. We want to have up-to-date photos that are framed within the house. And a lot of times we have wonderful photos of our children. Our children are so important to our families. These particular photos belong in the West to give those children a bump up in frequency. Also, family pictures all together belong in the East. But I want to say one thing, and that is children's photos, very important here. They're not to be placed in your bedroom, okay? Then the children, if they are, the children will be in your relationship, and you will be making decisions not based on your partnership and your marriage, but based upon making the children's voice a priority, and they will start to play one against the other. And this happens very much. But in the children's rooms, you can have a beautiful picture of the parents on their nightstand or their nightside, their bedside table. This helps them when they wake up to see mom and dad. It gives them a sense of security. And if they see mom and dad there, they know that they are loved and protected. And mom and dad, you want to have your picture together, beautiful smiles, and you want to have this on your bedside table as well for support for your partnership. So it's very important that we look at our artwork. What are we bringing into the home? I have seen homes that have a whole wall just filled with past relatives. And I think to myself, this whole house is filled with people that you really don't want in your home anymore. Think about any photograph, any picture with water. You want that in your living space, your dining room. You do not want any kind of water element within the bedroom because it's going to bring in liquidation. It's going to bring in a lot of sinus problems, overabundance of water within the bodies that you're trying to rest with. So in this particular time, where we're trying to dissolve any type of viruses, it's very, very important. I've seen so many people that have these wonderful ocean pictures over their bed, and they're wondering why they are going bankrupt, why they have this cough, why they have this drip down their throats. They haven't breathed clearly in years. And that's the reason why. You'll see a lot of children's bedrooms that have surfer posters. This is really popular. And what ends up happening is the children end up leaving the house way sooner than they should. So I want you to be very careful about what you're putting in your children's rooms, what you're bringing into the home. Um, what we have going on, I want to get to it right away. What we have going on in June is extremely important that we find some protection, because the numbers that are denoted for the flying stars, these particular numbers, are really they're really affecting the very center of our home. And I want to say a lot of people open up a portal subconsciously in the middle of their home, because the middle of the home, if you want to establish that, you can always walk off with your feet from one end to the other and establish exactly where the middle of your home is. And that is usually a very, it's usually based on a sphere, and it opens up the portal for the entire home. In the month of June, we have two very harsh numbers that are flying into that particular area for our flying star method. And it is the 5 yellows. It's very dangerous, and also the 7 star. And when this alchemy goes together, it's like the perfect storm. So you do want to protect this particular area. This particular area brings about loss. It brings about betrayals. It brings about surprise endings. It brings about results that you had not wished for. And so, what I like to put in the very, very center of the home is this particular wonderful pagoda. This pagoda, I think I've showed it to you many, many times, but you can put healing salt in it. You can get all of this online. You can put healing salt in it. And you give each and every one of these protectors the intention of being what I would call the element that you really need to calm your center of the home, because the center of the home goes everywhere. And I also use something else, and this is to bring wealth into the home. I use the wealth god riding the tiger. This to me is something that tames this particular year of the tiger and brings in the wealth. You know, years of the tiger are very, very fierce. And I feel as though we all need to have something that gives that particular item the duty to protect us and our earnings and our money and what's been happening runaway USA right now as far as all of that goes. I want to also introduce something to you, and these are peacock feathers. Peacock feathers in Feng Shui honor the south. They're the same frequency as the south. And they also protect you if you have any type of vehicle. If you have a scooter or a bicycle or a car, we take one of these feathers and we put it as safety and protection within the vehicle itself. We also have, we can place this in the south. It brings about fame, especially for the female. It's absolutely fabulous for the female. And these are another wonderful item. I love these. These are Chinese coins, and they're braided together with a red thread. You can put this in your car. You can put this on your front door to bring money into the home. I love this as well. The other direction that I do want to go over with you, and that is the south. The south location, the numbers there, the number 9 and the number 2, the illness star. If your front door is orientated to the south, if you have your headboard on that south wall, I do want to make sure that you display your wulu. This is on your bedside table. Anybody, I don't care who you are, have this for your children, for your loved ones, by your bedside table. This really does protect you and bring about harmony within while you sleep, within your subconsciousness as well. I'm going to be saying hello to everybody that's watching, that's watching today. I really do appreciate it. I have a couple other wonderful things. We do have in the north. I want to keep the north a little quiet in this particular area because it brings up some quarrels in the month of June. How do we go about that? We display the color red, and they're suggesting a big bowl of red apples or some type of like a red lamp that you may have, anything that would, a red carpet or a rug, anything that you may have the color red. We have red vases, we have bowls or red plates, anything of the color red would go into the north. Now, I want to tell you about the lucky places because we've got fabulous, fabulous luck coming in from the northwest, the southwest, the northeast, and the southeast. And I'm talking about romance. I'm talking about wealth. I'm talking about heaven luck. I'm talking about the kind of thing that only comes around every 12 years. I'm talking about the wonderful gifts that Jupiter brings, that you could get the job you've always wanted. You could get that raise. You could find the space you've always wanted. You could also find the love of your life. I mean, these are wonderful. These are wonderful directions to really bring in the earth elements to that particular area. What is the earth elements? Well, for instance, we've got crystals. Yeah. If you are passing or if you are studying courses or taking an exam or doing any kind of writing, these are the crystals that you're going to be placing in the northeast, the northwest, the southwest. These are wonderful. If you have arguing doors in your home, what are arguing doors? Well, arguing doors are doors that were built or constructed right across from each other. So who's ever in these two particular rooms are going to argue. They're not going to see eye to eye, especially in the month of June. So what I do is I want you to hang one of these from the ceiling, if you can, in between these two doors. And what it does is it breaks down that particular Charchi energy there, okay? And it dissolves any kind of resentments or any type of bickering with children, they slamming the door, stay out of my room, all of that kind of thing. So I do want you to make use of your crystals in these particular areas. Also, if you're having trouble sleeping or you just want to pump up your longevity in your life, especially dissolving these particular viruses and really, I was really kind of feeling like I had an anchor on my, what. I just couldn't get in anywhere. I was running out of energy, and I play a lot of tennis and sports. And this is a rest shield. And what it does is when you plug it in, it has scalar energy that comes out and it promotes your cell structure. It promotes longevity. And if you have high blood pressure, if you're on any type of medications, this is something you need. You can go to my website, kimlalowe.com, go to session and products, scroll all the way down and view all of the products that are there. They are from our sponsor, freshandalive.com, Ken Rolla. This is his invention, and it's fabulous. Scalar energy is what is known as the light that is all around our energy field. And what it does is it makes it lighter, it makes it brighter, and that's what we are all after. So we've got this fabulous super moon coming in. I've got to talk about a little bit because our show is 27 degrees Sag, and this particular strawberry super full moon in Sagittarius at 23 degrees is bringing about some absolutely brilliant ideas, brilliant ways of new paths thinking wise. You're going to start thinking about, wow, I can expand this, or wow, I can do that and get fabulous results. You are going to be getting creativity to the max, whether you are daydreaming, whether you are asleep, whether you are focused, whether you are in meditation. Open yourself up to receiving all of this great information coming and being highlighted by this particular full moon. Sagittarians are known to be the traveler. They're known to being the wise ones. They're known to have the sacred secrets locked within them. And this is the full moon that is just going to be unleashing a lot of these buried codes that we've been born with them, actually. So take advantage of this particular full moon. It's on June 14th, and it's also making an aspect to Neptune. Neptune makes our imaginations run wild. It gives us an illusion that perhaps people aren't what they really are. You may see them in a different light. Remember, June is the month where betrayals may take place. So you want to make sure that you aren't making or putting all your eggs in one basket. This is not the month to do any kind of risky moves as far as financial stock holdings or money investing goes as well. We want to be very careful about how we see things. And also, we want to be very careful about signing contracts that we have not had another pair of eyes that are educated to look over that, to have our backs on that. Okay. What we want to do, and also what we want to do, is we want to be facing the north in June, and not having our backs to the north. I think I was talking about that at one time when we were going through it on the annual. This is just updating for you, because as we go into the summer and in the Southern Hemisphere, as you go into the winter months, you need to really change your sacred space. Change it up. This is going to bring new opportunity to you. You can change your furniture. You can change the colors that you're using. Bring outside, inside. Make sure you do your clutter clearing and also your cleaning. Also, it's a great time, anything you are not using. Let's just say clothing. If you have changed your image or changed your weight, or you've grown, kids grow all the time, and you don't get the time to go through and to kind of hand down or give your discards to someone else that could be really in need of those things. And also, we've got something else that's coming up. Mercury on June 13th is going into Gemini. Mercury's ruled by Gemini. This looks to me like, you know what? We're all going to be looking at transportation, new transportation, something about up-leveling our transportation, or perhaps a new way of getting around. And this could be new opportunities coming to you. This could be that the airplanes are opening up to your city. This could mean any kind of let's just say cleaning out that you need to do for your vehicles, upgrading the tires, attaching a basket to your bicycle so that you can haul more goods on that kind of little get around, or perhaps getting a scooter that would make things easier, and that wouldn't be spending so much money on gasoline. You could be looking into electric cars, because Mercury, especially in Gemini, we're looking at commerce, we're looking at transportation, we're looking at communication. You may be thinking, wow, I'd like to take a new language. I'd like to learn some new coding. A big one that's coming around that people are just really locking into is kind of a Pentecostal light language, where all of a sudden they understand the cosmic language of light. This is coming up from nowhere. And when we get this Mercury into Gemini, we like to do things in pairs. We don't like to be by ourselves, or perhaps do a project solo. We like to have someone that we can chit chat with, bounce things off. Remember, you're getting these fabulous ideas coming at you. So you're going to want to partner up with someone. You are going to want to plant some seeds where you are really going to see some absolutely fantastic results. We've also got something that's coming up June 11th and 12th. We've got Venus that's conjunct or kissing the independent, freedom loving, a surprise moment Uranus. And this brings about, wow, a surprise love comes out of your life from nowhere, and boom, there they are. It could be a past life love, it could be someone that just walks into your life that just clicks, somebody that just is surprising, likes everything that you like, or works exactly where you work, or studies exactly what you study. And it's like your energy patterns totally line up. You could have something that, wow, something that you, in the split second, somebody could say, hey, I've got the best sacred space for you, and you fall in love with a new space that wasn't available until this particular weekend. Use this time to allow the universe to surprise you, to kind of throw you off gear in a good way. You're going to love it. Sometimes if we are ingrained in habit every day, we don't allow the universe to come up and give us these wonderful gifts. And this is what I'm talking about. This is good surprises. This is stuff where you're really going to love how it all turns out. I'm also going to include Venus is going to be going into Gemini. The party is going to be happening in Gemini, I have to say, for June. So happy birthday to all you Geminis out there. And Gemini is the sign of the twins. So you may be purchasing things that come in pairs, like a pair of shoes or a pair of earrings. Or you may say, I love this particular blouse. I'll take 2 of them. These are the kinds of things that, we want to display as well. 2 birds, 2 elephants, 2 anything in pairs that we want to promote longevity. Just make sure you keep the really ferocious animals like tigers and bears and lions. They're more protective, right? Even in Singapore, and you have protective animals on bridges. And here in St. Augustine in Florida, in the United States, we've got the Lion Bridge with two lions there protecting. On either side of the home or of the bridges, or you can go through and see how they use very yang animals and how they use very yin animals as well that promote longevity to bring inside the home and perhaps to place in the relationship corner that's the southwest of your home or your bedroom as well. To have two little birds, we like to do that in Feng Shui as well. If you are looking for romance, let me just say this. This is great. I go into so many homes where they have beautiful artwork of perhaps one lady, and she's absolutely gorgeous. Or perhaps it's painted of themselves, maybe from the back, and this, or they're in this beautiful pose. There's just one lady, and you can go into a lot of single women's homes and they display artwork with one lady. And they're begging me to feng shui their home to bring in a partner into the home. And the first thing I say is, let's put these somewhere else. Let's store these for another time. If you're ready to bring a partner into your home, what you want to display is artwork of couples. Absolutely. If you want to bring fertility into your home and you want to bring babies into your home, you want to display Buddha with a million children all around. You want to display in your home what your wish list is. What's your intention of bringing into the home? And this is extremely important. When you pair up intention with emotion, you want to say, this is what my intention is. This is what my wish is. And how does that go? How is that going to make you feel? That's going to make me feel secure. That's going to make me feel joy. That's going to make me feel loved. That's going to make me feel of service, that I'm giving back. This is the kind of emotion hooked onto, married to, kissing your intention that equals manifestation. This is the secret formula. You can use a lot of different formulas that you want in feng shui or numerology or astrology or qigong. You can use all of these. This is a very basic one that you can use right now. You can design with feng shui today. You can do it. It's very easy to do. So I suggest you start by decluttering, clearing with sage or salt, making your space and your home sacred, and also to honor the people that you have living within the home. You can always contact me and find out your best directions. Also, it's fabulous for children to know their best directions so you can align them properly so that they can channel their best cosmic energy that's coming through to them. When we have this beautiful full moon on the 14th, we're going to be channeling the galactic information that's coming through, the new codes that are coming through. We're kind of going into a new era. We're watching the old that's not working anymore. We're going to be establishing, it doesn't just happen overnight, but we are going to be establishing a new foundation for our future. Our bodies itself are going to be up leveled. Our bodies, everybody goes into this, oh, our bodies have been up leveled many, 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 many times. The earth has been destroyed many times and has had to start over with seeding of humans that were helped along by our galactic brothers, sisters. You can call them gods if you want to, but the God source is always maintained in each of us. Yeah. So for us to be going through this progressive nature, um, some say we are going to be better than we were in the Atlantean era. We are going to, because of the light that's coming in, planet Earth is going to be in a different location than it was when Atlantis was thriving and when we had all 12 strands of our DNA pumping big time. So it's going to be different, but better. Is it going to be a new Earth that we're birthing? That is the topic for another show. I'm going to answer some questions now in the chat room. And if you do want to find out your timeline for this new season that's approaching, this is a great time to do it. A specific, intention of what you would like. And a lot of times, people get a little fuzzy about that. I'm not sure exactly what I should be doing, why I'm here. Your birth chart tells you exactly your mission, exactly why you're here. I can help you with that. We can introduce you to your enlightenment, your acknowledgement, your awakening of your mission and your path and why you're here and all of these other wonderful connections. And we can explain those to you so that you can put together a wonderful timeline that you can put your energy behind. Sometimes our energy is just dissipated, right? I mean, we're going here, we're putting it over there. We don't know where we're going. And to have a plan, to have a timeline, and to work with the energy of the universe is really what we're looking for right now. Saturn's in retrograde right now, just in case you didn't know. Saturn is our disciplinary, Saturn's our foundation, Saturn's our boundaries. And when it goes into retrograde, it goes into an inner reflection. I always say when Saturn's in retrograde, you work hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. Because it goes inside and it makes you stronger. It gives you a new foundation. So then in October, when it's going to be going direct, whoosh, things are going to be a breeze. So things may be coming to you a little bit slower. But what it needs form. We do that through intention. We do that through a healthy boundary, staying in our lane, making sure it's strong for us, making sure that our energy is sustainable at top level. This is what Saturn does when it's in retrograde, just so you know. All right, I'm going to take a couple of questions. I know. Okay, let me take a couple of questions. John, hi, how are you? Greetings from Arizona. Hi, Ivy. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm very well, and I hope the same for you. If anybody has any questions, great information. Well, thank you. I am so glad that you're here tonight so that you can share it. Make sure that you push that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, because I take time out every once in a while when I do not have an inspiring guest, and I let you in on some wonderful things that you can do right now, to turn your life around. And so this is one of those times. All right, Miss Vandana, she says, this is so interesting. Thank you. Okay. And Bill says I'm a Sagittarius. Well, you're going to have a wonderful full moon coming, my Mr. Bill. As we already know, he's been having wonderful opportunities opening up for him. Congratulations on his real estate testing, his exam. He passed that. And I want to tell you also, if there's anybody out there that needs help with getting or obtaining a sacred space, if you're wanting to look for real estate or you're wanting feng shui, I do this remotely. I can do this through floor plans, and also we can help you with your best directions so that the real estate that you look for fits like a glove, and you are not combating some unhealthy energy or perhaps challenging entrances, front doors, and locations, and also outside of your particular home as far as what feng shui is. And we can bring in the numerology of it with the compass reading so that we can also give you some wonderful sweet spots within the home to really pump up and put those right elements there for you. And a timeline, we can gather together your flying stars and when they are going to be abundant and opening up like a beautiful lotus flower for you. This is the kind of work that I do. I love doing it. I absolutely do. And you know, I also I also want to say that there's so many workshops available that are just being birthed right now. We are partnering up with the Indigo Door here in the Palm Coast area in Florida, and we're doing workshops 101 astrology. We are doing basic feng shui. We are also doing some wonderful crystal therapy. So make sure you go to indigo-door.com, look at their schedule. We are going to be adding more and more workshops there. I will be recording them. They will be available on my website as well. And if you're in the area, do drop in because I will be working with specific floor plans for you, your floor plan and your chart, and give you all that wonderful personal touch that you deserve. And I'd love to do sessions by Zoom or FaceTime, and we can do that as well. Okay. Oh, Vanda says, I'm looking forward to my session tomorrow. She's getting a wonderful session, and I'm looking forward to it as well. I am too. So we're going to kind of send you off knowing that at the end of June, all of the stars are going to be brighter and lighter for July. It's just really getting the proper protection for this month of June that I want to give out rapidly so that you can go ahead and put everything in place. But at the end of June, we have a beautiful new moon in Cancer. This new moon in Cancer is at 7 degrees. And Cancers rule the home, they rule the mother, they rule the family, they rule doctors and nurses, hospitals. They also rule cooking and restaurants. Yeah, anything that's very nurturing. It has a very nurturing quality to it. But this particular new moon, Venus is going to be sextiling Jupiter. Are you kidding me? This is going to be fabulous. If you're looking for a new space and you don't think you can afford it, we'll get you there. Oh, yeah. If you are, thinking, oh boy, I really wanted to go and visit a place to see if perhaps I can find a new job or a new opportunity, that's going to be a new brilliant idea that you are going to be manifesting. I just think that the sun is going to be in an aspect with Jupiter that's going to make you want lavish things that's going to expand your wish list to probably more than the Aladdin 10 that we allow. But during this time, I really feel like, why not? Why not? If you knew that everything you wanted was right here in the ethers, everything you can think of could be brought to you. All you need to do is say, I have that. I have it. It's right here in my hand. I visualize it. I have it. It's right here. Protect yourself from the lower entities. Make sure that you drop in your meditations to the heart chakra. At the end of June, we are going to be shifting from Gemini energy into the Cancer energy, and that is all about the stomach area. You know, Cancer's out there. A lot of times you get a funny feeling in your stomach if something's not right. They worry a lot. And I'm going to tell you something. Cancers have what I call a BS detector in their navel, in their stomach. They can tell, boom, something just happened. They can walk into a place and feel queasy if the vibratory rate is not right. They can meet someone, shake their hand, or be in the proximity of someone, and their stomach will flip, and they'll know not to trust that person. Where is your BS detector? Some people have it in their throat. You know, Taurus, they can't speak up. They can't say what they want to say when they're detecting a lower entity or a lower vibration, or perhaps a challenging person that wants to challenge them personally. They won't be able to speak up because Taurus rules the throat chakra. Yeah. So in this time and in this energy space that we're moving into, I want you all to be protected by white light. You are surrounded by your guides, by your angels, and you all have many, many people in another dimension that you cannot see. Some are on the other side. Some are family members that, yes, are standing by you and giving you support. I want to remind you that anyone from your family that you would like to pray for, that has passed, that has transitioned, your prayers, your thoughts, and your love go up to them like you are sending them a charge for their soul. And they are charged up so that they can bring wonderful support for your intentions and for your protection, and to know that you are loved and you are not alone. All right? Make sure that you have a good time coming up with this transitional seasonal time. Have a wonderful time in your sacred space. Have a wonderful time in your meditations where you can drop into the heart chakra, and that you can open up, align yourself with your crown chakra, so that you are going to be getting all these fabulous new brilliant ideas, opportunities, new codes that only you know how to react, how to interact, and when to put them on the table. It's right around the corner. That full super moon is coming up, and that's going to be on June 14th. I really hope that you can carve a little time aside, clear your crystals on the full moon, energize them with all of this wonderful Jupiter energy that's coming up. And I want you to love you. You're amazing. There's only one like you. Honor you. I honor the uniqueness and the love that's inside of you. Thank you for coming along with me this evening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this channel moving. All righty. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Goodbye, everyone.